That Ouija board right there, that's exactly where it deserves to be. In the fire.
What drink am I drinking?
In another church.
My room looks really normal until you see the virginity corner.
More, they have no idea what is going on, and everyone quickly runs away. But in the video itself, we can see even more unusual things.
Oh, look at what we have here. They said everybody can get it. Whites, blacks, colors, Asians, East Indians, Arabics, my Mexican brothers and friends. You can get possessed for only $5.55 and you don't even have to.
Welcome back to High Frequency Chaos, where we dive into the paranormal, the spiritual, the things that go bump in the night, and the controversial. Now grab your blanket. This is going to be a very creepy dive. Let's go.
Or this one. This one. This is the one you're talking about, right? Or is it all these? No, I think you mean this one. But it could also, well, it could also be this one. Or that one. And also one behind this potentially haunted typewriter. It couldn't be the format, could it?
Ja pierdolę, no. Ja pierdolę. Ej, no co ty widzisz w tej lampie? Cały czas coś się znowu dzieje. O kurwa!
Fuck the spirits. I don't give a fuck.
What?
Lame ass little game.
For real? Like, neta, way?
No, yes.
Like, for real?
Are you a friendly spirit?
We found a charcuterie board in the basement of our new home. It was very dirty. It has the ABCs on it, so it's great for little ones. It came with a funky little holder for dips. Perfect for a little guacamole. Ready for some fun in the sun. Did somebody say cheese board? My cat was terrified of the board, so we threw it out. The temp dropped like 50 in the middle of the night. The board was back in the house this morning. I never noticed the symbol on the back before. I decided to return it where I found it.
Testing the Ouija board at Letchworth Psych Ward. Office building. Nothing. Now, morgue. Nothing. Now, the most haunted building. Nothing. Conclusion, Ouija board fake.
No, Bro breaks the Ouija board in half.
John, are you gonna haunt me?
That was a big mistake, brother.
He's not finna harm me, boy. He's not finna harm me, bro. You see this? There ain't nobody finna harm me in here.
It doesn't matter how many times I use this board. It's a custom-made one. Very old school. It doesn't matter how many times I use it. It's not going to work. Because Harry Houdini debunked them in the early 1900s. I have a severely haunted doll with me right now. I can take my fingers off the planchette. Doesn't matter how many times I use this board, even with my fingers on it, for as long as possible, nothing is going to happen. Although, you are asking for bad stuff to happen when you use a board.
That Ouija board right there, that's exactly where it deserves to be. In the fire.
This is why you don't listen to stupid TikToks. For one, are Ouija boards dangerous? Yes and no. They can be if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But the number one thing you do not do is burn it. And I'm about to explain why. Also, I'm going to explain the proper ways of getting rid of it. A Ouija board or spirit board is basically like a two-way door. Using the proper steps, nothing can come as long as you don't let it come out. Also, one of the reasons they always tell you to say goodbye. You're closing that door. If you burn the board, on the other hand, you're basically burning that door down, which means anything can come through. Now, if you do need to get rid of board, get a black cloth, salt, iron, bury it away from your property, or throw it away. Do not, under any circumstances, fucking burn it. That is how you get haunted. That is how you get nasty spirits attached to you and or attached to your land. How do I know? Because I learned the hard way of not burning it. Again, let's remember, burning a spirit board, you're burning the door that keeps them away from you. Bury it. Don't burn it. Be smart.
These are the things in the Witchboard Museum that I wouldn't want to meet alone in a dark alleyway. This Ouija board a woman claimed her son became obsessed with, and then he started chanting and digging holes in the wall and trying to kill his sister. She tried to make it stop by putting the board in the freezer, and it didn't work. The astromagnetic chart, which was designed to talk to aliens. The girly pop slumber party Ouija, which was eliminated from the shelves. You can't trust her just because she's cute. This talking board, which is surrounded by a bunch of questions and weirdly predicted the downfall of Hitler and asked more questions about Hitler than I'm comfortable with. We have the mystery Stranger Things board that was sent with no address and said, trust me, you don't want this.
How many of you believe that when you go into an abandoned house or a house that has been haunted, that sometimes, not sometimes, but most of the times, the spirits within that house or those abandoned places are now attached to you? Huh? Alright, so we just came through the Ouija board once more. I find it fascinating. That's why we keep diving into it, because there are lots of stories, different perspectives on the use of the Ouija board. Now, we're about to dive in to the dark web. Some of these stories are truly disturbing. Viewer discretion advised, and I apologize for any trigger warnings. Let's get diving.
This might be one of the scariest videos found on the dark web.
Don't believe what you see. Don't believe what you see.
A shop owner set up cameras in their store after finding their store often messed up in the morning. It seemed weird that nothing was ever taken, but their product was all over the place. This is what they discovered. I don't know what that creature is, but their store is haunted. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. So this girl opened up a Dybbuk box, and this is what came out of it.
Metheny.
Yeah. Have you guys seen this? So this video was uploaded to YouTube about 11 years ago by a channel named Chibonk182. Now, obviously this video is super disturbing in many, many ways, with very little description applied to this video. Really, the only description online that I can find to this is a woman asking for water. Apparently, there are many different origins as to how this could have happened, but I'm going to show you what this reminds me of in relation to the Philippines legend of the Penanggalan. Check it out.
Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with what a Penanggalan is, strap in, because it's pretty creepy. So, maybe don't watch this at night. Anyway, so the story of the Penanggalan originates from Asia, where there has been countless sightings dating back to the 11th century. They are female vampiric entities that remove their heads from their bodies with their organs still attached. Okay, maybe a little trigger warning. Once detached from their bodies, these floating vampire heads are free to hunt for their favorite meal, preferably anything to do with babies. They have been known to hunt babies, young children, pregnant women, the list goes on. You'll know when a Penanggalan is nearby because of their intense odor of vinegar. And the reason they smell like vinegar is because they bathe their organs in vinegar so that they can shrink themselves down enough to reattach themselves to their bodies. Major shout out to Max Powers for sending me this, because I completely forgot this video existed and I am deeply disturbed right now. If you can help to translate in the comments, that would be great. But otherwise, what do you think?
Mulai ditangkap sudah. Menaik kelas ni pun. Dah kemudian pasoleh tapi ada kap sekolah. Booming now dulu pasoleh. Itu aja. Ituan kiri ada kap sekolah lah. Oh, sana. Oh, lain di mana? Oh, sini tu kita sini.
Stories of these mysterious creatures haunting the night have spread throughout different cultures and communities. Legend has it that these creatures only come out at night, when the world is at its quietest. They are said to have a strong, almost alluring presence that draws their victims towards them. The Nightstalkers are believed to have the ability to phase through walls and enter people's homes undetected. They are said to feast on their victims while they sleep, leaving no trace behind. Many have claimed to have seen these creatures, describing them as tall, slender beings with dark, shadowy figures. Some say they have glowing red eyes that pierce through the darkness. These attacks often leave their victims in a state of confusion and terror. Some have even reported feeling drained and weak the next day, as if their life force has been taken from them. The Nightstalkers are said to be drawn to those who have unresolved guilt or secrets. They use this as a way to manipulate and control their victims, making them easy prey in their sleep. While there is no conclusive evidence to prove the existence of these creatures, the fear and paranoia surrounding them continues to thrive in our society. So the next time you find yourself awake in the middle of the night, remember the legend of the Nightstalkers and beware of their presence. You never know who may be watching you while you sleep.
Alright, before you go crazy in the comments, I know that clip is cap. But the reason why I threw it in here is because of the depictions of what these entities can look like, the things that go bump in the night. For those of you who have been telling me your stories, some of those visuals represent the things that you have seen and the things that I have seen. For example, the first tall lady that was like squiggling her arms in the beginning, yo, that's the same hag that I saw in my last night terror. I haven't had any more night terrors. Thank you, my community, for praying with me. All right, let's get diving. Although this may be cap, I do believe in werewolves, vampires, all of the above. What are your thoughts on werewolves?
A video of Chernobyl has just been released, showing the secret impact it had on animals. This video is secret and certainly comes from the dark web. We have no trace of the person who posted it. You can see what appear to be the remains of animals, and it's terrifying. What really happened during this period? What are they really hiding from us? But at one point, he stumbles upon what appears to be human remains and is left shocked.
Here are some of the worst things ever found on the dark web, part 1. This is why you should never send nudes. This is the story of Pink Meth. Despite the name, the website Pink Meth had nothing to do with drugs. Pink Meth was a market mainly for men where they would sell nude photos of their exes for a hefty amount of money. But that's not all. Pink Meth would then post these photos alongside the women's names, home addresses, phone numbers, and any other information the operators could dig up. Then a ransom on the content was delivered to the victim. They would tell all the females, pay up to have the photo removed or let the whole of the dark web have access to your personal information, including your nude photos. So never, ever send nudes. Pretty cool.
Atroces y perturbadores de la Deep Web. Todo comienza con una cámara. Baby Burger, uno de los casos más traumáticos, atroces y perturbadores de la Deep Web. Todo comienza con una cámara de seguridad apuntando hacia una calle, en donde se observa a una mujer que va caminando con su bebé. Sabemos que es una bebé, porque la madre dio su declaración a la policía de lo que pasó aquella vez. Después, se observa que un automóvil llega y dos sujetos salen rápidamente. Uno de ellos toma a la mujer y la empuja, mientras que el otro sujeto toma a la bebé y la mete dentro del automóvil para así escapar. La toma del video continúa en un bosque. Los sujetos aparecen con un pasamontañas, para no ser identificados. Proceden a sacar a la bebé del automóvil, para llevarla a lo más profundo del bosque, hasta llegar a un lugar donde hay una mesa muy grande. El otro sujeto procede a traer un aparato, el cual en este momento del video está cubierto por una tela amarilla. Uno de los sujetos toma a la bebé y la coloca en la mesa, para empezar a abusar de ella, en un terrible acto donde escuchamos los gritos que son desgarradores. El volumen del video sube exageradamente, provocando la risa de uno de los sujetos. Después, procede a darle algunas bofetadas, a lo que comienza a sangrar de la boca. Uno de los sujetos toma a la bebé de los pies, el otro toma el artefacto quitándole la tela amarilla. Vemos que es una máquina para triturar troncos de árboles. Encienden la máquina y el sujeto posa frente a la cámara, dejando caer a la bebé. La cámara hace un enfoque a la caída de la bebé en dicha máquina, a lo que ésta se llena de sangre, igual que las camisas de los dos sujetos. Finalmente, la cámara enfoca a la carne molida.
Alright, for those of you who don't speak Spanish, what that clip pretty much is about babies and, people being abducted. for the dark web and for dark web purposes. According to this story, unfortunately, what you see there, this is the story according to this clip, right? So apparently, the woman and the baby was kidnapped. The woman was then thrown out the car. The baby was taken. Horrible acts was committed against the baby. After that was filmed and the actions was done, they then, this is bad, they then did a horrible, horrible thing with a meat grinder and mixed it all together. I can't really say too much. I don't want to get you banned on YouTube for this. But pretty much the baby's demise was mixed with other meats in the meat grinder. And they feed that to people. Weird, right? Crazy, demonic, all of the above. Let's keep diving.
Are unique in the eyes of God. Now, it appears to be a beast that can talk. Is that God's work? Of course not. It's the devil's hand, and I quote, "Behold, the pale, and his name that sat on him was death, and hell followed with it, for he was given power to kill."
I had to mute this because of copyright issues when it comes to the song. But this homeboy, creepy dude, is singing Pretty Woman.
The person you just saw in that video was convicted sex offender and pedophile Edward Mccabe. Edward was somewhat of a celebrity on YouTube because of the extremely bizarre videos that he posted all the time. These videos included a lot of dancing, lip syncing, and extremely disturbing and eerie expressions like this one above. Edward was born in the year 1932 in New York City. And from a young age, Edward wanted to entertain people, and that's what led him to Kansas City, Missouri. It was in Kansas City, Missouri, where in the 70s he worked as the host of a children's program. This program, which Edward hosted until the year 1983, was called 41 Treehouse Lane. And like I said, this program put him around children all the time. Edward also hosted a late-night sort of variety show that aired on local stations, and he was known as this zany, bizarre guy with a lot of energy. Well, eventually, Edward started posting videos on YouTube as he got older, and people started seeing these videos thinking they were really bizarre and funny, sharing them, and he became famous. But that's when people started to do Google searches of Edward and they found some disturbing history. You see, at one point in the past, Edward had been arrested for fondling children. And when people started to do searches of his name, they found all of these records and began to expose him. Eventually, Edward couldn't hide from these accusations. He was forced to move cities multiple times, but when the authorities in Florida found out that he was posting videos, they went and arrested him because typically sex offenders aren't allowed to be on the internet, especially not posting videos which kids can easily access. So Edward was then rearrested in the year 2010, sentenced to 5 years in prison, and he died in prison in the year 2012. His YouTube channel is still up, and if you want to see some creepy pieces of media today, you can go check it out yourself.
This guy in 1994, he was a truck driver. Bro, like, truck drivers are never home type, right? Until he came home, his girlfriend took his 6-year-old child, and they just dipped. Like, he was tight. So he was going on a rampage, and he would constantly check under a bridge, because that's where she would get drugs from. And he asked, "Yo, do you know where the fuck she is?" They ended up not saying yes, so he murdered both of them. He axed them to death. And there was a nearby fisherman right there. He's like, you know what? This guy probably saw me do this. Let me kill him too. He ended up dumping their bodies, and the cops caught him, but they never ended up finding the bodies, so they had to let him go because they had no evidence. He just liked killing people after that. He would kill sex workers. He would chop them up. He would keep the meatiest parts in his fridge. The rest he would just bury, and then he would chop it up, mix it with ground beef, ground pork.
Wait,
and he had a little burger stand.
I was just about to say, don't tell me he sold it to people.
He confessed to the cops saying that, yeah, I would sell my burgers, but nobody really ever complained about a weird taste because it tastes like pork, so you can never really tell. Well, he said that.
I love mom and pop shops, right? Especially those hole in the walls places. They have the best food. But now I'm going to think twice. There's some sick, crazy people out there. What are your thoughts here?
This is TikToker Claire Miller, and in 2021, she stabbed her sister to death. So back in 2021, Claire Miller was your average 14-year-old girl. She was normal, she went to school, she had friends, and she posted a lot of videos on TikTok where she accrued a small fan base. There are even still pages to this day devoted to reposting her old TikToks and sharing them. But Claire had a dark side that nobody ever noticed. And that dark side would lash out in the worst imaginable way in 2021. So Claire had an older sister named Helen. She was 19, Claire was 14, and sadly Helen had cerebral palsy, which, as you know, is a debilitating disease. But for some reason on February 2nd, 2021, Claire snapped. She grabbed a knife inside of her house and stabbed her 19-year-old sister Helen in the neck. Claire then called the police to turn herself in and was hysterical on the phone, claiming, "I killed my sister, you need to come here now." And when authorities arrived at her house, Claire was standing out front, she was covered in blood, there was blood in the snow, and her sister was found inside of the home with a knife still inside of her neck. Authorities have gone on the record after this murder and stated how this case is so unusual because it was a sister murdering her older sister, and Claire was so young when she committed this crime. She was only 14 years old. Now, obviously, Claire's parents were horrified to find out that this had happened. They not only lost one of their daughters, but they lost their other daughter too, because she was then arrested. And even though her attorneys tried to get this case moved to juvenile court, that motion was denied. And even though after her trial it was found that Claire was mentally ill, she was sentenced to 12.5 years to 40 years in prison after a third-degree murder conviction. This story, once again, just goes to show that you can't ever really tell who a person is based on what they post on social media, because you could never tell by Claire's post that she was about to murder her own sister. I mean, just take The two men in that video, named Cameron Allen and Dylan Breister, raped and murdered a friend of theirs and recorded the entire thing on video. Their victim was their own friend, a man named Callum Simpson, who just days before had welcomed a new daughter into this world with his wife. Callum had been at a house party that evening, and somewhere down the road, those two people in the TikTok video tied Callum up, violently and sadistically raped and tortured him, and recorded the entire thing on their cell phones. Callum would end up dying after the abuse, and the two friends of his watched and laughed as he died. Now, you'd think that right away these two would be arrested, right? Well, Cameron Allen was arrested, so was Dylan, but Cameron Allen was released almost immediately on some sort of bail agreement, and he was photographed at a protest just a few days later, holding up a sign that called for people to be decapitated. Keep in mind, this was just a few days, about a week after he had raped and murdered his own friend. Now, thankfully, these two have just been sentenced to prison time for murder, but it still won't bring back Callum Simpson, and now his children will have to grow up without their real father.
Alright, so we just came from the dark web. Now we're about to dive into the paranormal. Alright, get your blankets ready, because some of these clips are truly scary, and you can feel the energies. For those with high frequencies, you know what I'm talking about.
いたいたいたいたいた。え？何これマジで。
So, y'all have been following my polter diaries here lately. So I'm pretty sure there's something standing in the doorway to the break room. Am I crazy, or is that somebody standing there? I don't... Do y'all see that?
The poltergeist.
Okay, it's 2 in the morning. My cabinets were just fucking flying open like crazy, and then I don't really... Holy fuck. I don't want to fucking leave this house anymore. What the fuck? What the fuck?
A cat. This happened in Ecuador and is actually very impressive footage. Pay close attention to the Duen, pixie, fairy, little creature as it fights to free itself from the cat. Unfortunately, the cat broke the creature's arm and damaged its leg, but this brave little creature manages to break free from the cat and flies off at incredible speed. Watch this.
I think I need to get a cat. That cat is dope. Super cat.
Czwarta dochodzi. Kogoś chyba popierdoliło. Zaraz kurwa pożałujesz, typeczku. Kurwa wybrałeś złe drzwi. Frajerze, kur... Ty... Ja pierdolę, nie. Masakra, kurwa, nie wierzę. Nie, zostawię zapalone. O kurwa!
Yo, who has shit like that in the house? I mean, for real.
Now you're freaking me out again. Yeah.
So yeah, I got transferred to this room with this mirror. If there's no space, leave this place, right? Well, guess what else is fucking weird about this?
Ah, no mames.
¿Qué?
Pasó algo.
¿Qué pasó, no mames?
A ver, ven. No mames, pasó algo, te lo juro que pasó algo, ¿eh?
Se mueve, ya se mueve.
Vete a la verga.
Yo no voy.
No mames.
Shit. Did you see that?
دي لا اله الا الله في الشارع جت شو
Yo, if I saw something like that while driving, you best believe I'm not going anywhere near that. Completely going to the opposite direction.
Смотри, как классно! Вообще вся дорога такая в снегу. Вообще, что это?
Mano, que é isso, bicho? Caralho, mano, bora, mano. É doido, Deus me livre, mano. Vai, mano, vai, mano. Vai, mano, vai, mano. Vai, mano. Corre. Hello, guy. Oh, he's calm down. You okay? You okay now? You okay now? You okay? Come on, good boy. Come on.
Man, you mad or what? You mad I threw that fucking helmet at you? Do it again. Make some noise. Show me you're fucking real, pussy. Fuck your fucking island. Show me. Fucking Satan-ass motherfucker. Show me. Prove to me that you're fucking real. Do it, pussy. What, you mad? Show me. Swing some shit. Make them noises and shit that you did when you woke me up. Do it. Do it, pussy. Do it. Oh my fucking gosh, bro. Bro. Hey! Hey, chill the fuck out. I'm tired of your shit. Hey! Cut that shit off. Shut the fuck up.
Somebody's in there. Holy shit. I'm out. Fuck that. Recently, my shower is going on and off by itself. Mostly on, not off. That's the weird thing. So, if you are here, can you put the shower on, please? Come on, don't be shy. You did it. So you can do it now also. Put the shower on. Oh my god! You see? I told you guys, I told you. Thank you. Guys, I'm not afraid about it anymore because it's becoming...
The bathroom door is the one that has been slamming itself by apparently unseen forces. I'm gonna stand here for a couple minutes.
Yo, why is it that ghosts love the bathroom?
On video.
We've covered a lot of clips, and there's always a ghost in a bathroom.
Just let it sit
Shit,
there and
I had a ghost in my bathroom. Back in New York, my daughter used to see it.
Did you see that?
A jinn is basically a form of demon that has been known to possess animals or humans. What's terrifying is that you could see that the water sounded and looked like it actually hit something before falling to the ground. So even though we couldn't see it, we could hear it, and you could see that the water physically hit it.
Hello there. Are you still with me? If you are, please subscribe. You could always change your mind at a later time. This podcast, we cover the paranormal, the things that go bump in the night, and controversial issues. We haven't been diving into world events because there are a lot of channels covering that. So instead, we're covering the paranormal and how to fight against such things. A lot of you have been asking me, you're experiencing these things in your home and you're lost for words. You've been tortured your whole life and you've been terrified of these things. My questions to you are these. First, have you opened any doorways, such as playing with the occult, tarot reading, seeking mediums, burning sage, so forth? Second question, do you know of any family members who have participated in these occults? Third question, dive down your ancestral line. Has your bloodline been cursed? Do you know this or not? These three questions are very important in understanding why you're being plagued by the terrors at night. Now, the way you fight these things, it comes through faith. Faith and reading the scriptures and anointing your house with oil. No sage, no Ouija board, no medium, no priest, no Catholic priest will save you. But if you go to a deliverance church who are anointed, have them come to your house to bless it if you can't do it by yourself. But by no means do I suggest that you go into any more occultic practices. The first thing to do is be self-aware. Self-aware that this thing is real and it's affecting you. Once you're self-aware, begin to build that fire. And when I say that fire, I'm talking about the Holy Spirit fire. Although these things can be scary that's happening to you in your house, things moving, the oppression, the depression, the mood swings, you're not alone, brother. You're not alone, sister. You just have to fight. And you have to be aware of what is causing that, what has caused it, what has led up to your hauntings. You're not crazy. You're not schizophrenic. If you are, then I am crazy and I'm schizophrenic too because I believe you, okay? These things are legitimately real. Let's keep diving.
Time is up. I'm gonna need you to get up.
So which one of y'all gonna tell her?
That's all I want to know. Who gonna tell her? Cause she keep knocking on that grave. Somebody gonna answer. So, while you at the cemetery knocking on a gravestone, saying it's time to get up, don't be surprised when they wake up and it's not what you bargained for or asked for.
El Señor esté con ustedes y con tu espíritu. Lectura del Santo Evangelio según San Juan.
Jalen immediately grabs her phone to record something on camera. It isn't often the case that this happens, but tonight it occurred once more. Jalen had been lying in bed while doing work on her laptop when something noticeable appeared from the corner of her eye. Now, given that this incident took place at her grandparents' house, a place abundant with numerous vintage items, she finds it unsurprising that this happened. Some of these items, as she believes, could be cursed or haunted, but even if they weren't, she would still be afraid of coming back to this place, and it's all because of this incident. The following is her footage. Watch.
This thing just moved.
Boy, all the talking head would have been screaming about the Dallas Cowboys and Stephen Corbin in this organization. So again, kudos to the Cowboys going on the road, giving a good win. See how they win.
There's a saying in golf, there's no pictures on the scorecard. If you're down, like, you don't care if it's by 5 or it's going to be like, you're just happy that you moved to 2 or 2. The injury to Parsons, and we don't know anything at this point, he just left right part of the left shoe off. How do you assess what that man is? It's a struggle, but it's clearly got better if he's not healthy.
That would be, if he's missing any significant time out of the youth, he's that better. He's a better player than the time of the ball.
I really hate dolls.
The door just moved.
33 propels 100 affordable housing laws, including
early on, much more involved in
the safety over the top, and you'll see right down here. Ending ever. A free personal Suzuki dessert. An entree plus free dessert, just $13. That's a sweet deal. Yes.
Freaking balloons, yeah.
Are you real? You can do it again. I won't watch.
It's late at night when a man named Taylor immediately takes out his phone to record something in his girlfriend's house. He's by himself, and for the first time, he's hearing what his girlfriend often hears at night, but never records on camera. At this moment, the sound of someone walking back and forth is heard from upstairs. The thing is though, no one else is home except Taylor.
My front camera is smashed, but I'm here at my girlfriend's house by myself. She always says it's haunted because it sounds like somebody is walking around upstairs. I've never heard it until now. I always say it's not haunted because the house is a little old. But it legit sounds like there's somebody upstairs. I will swing on a ghost, or if it's a person, I don't care. Who's up there? Oh my god, they're like at the top of the stairs. Come down these stairs and I will swing on you, I promise.
Eerily, the sound of charging footsteps is heard descending the staircase and heading towards Taylor. And as promised, he delivers. He lunges at whatever it was that was heading towards him. Although losing his balance upon doing so, he continues to record on the off chance that something else happens. Unfortunately, nothing does, but at least the sounds from earlier have stopped. Now, while most people tend to run away from paranormal occurrences, it is refreshing to see someone do something different. But as some believe, it might be best if he didn't confront the ghost in this house. Regardless, ghost or not, it is nice to see a different kind of reaction.
So a lot of you have been talking about crystals. I don't practice, using crystals. So I started diving down that because I found that it was interesting to see what you see, so to speak. So these next few clips, it's going to be about tarot card reading and crystals. I do not recommend any of you to participate in tarot card readings, to practice tarot card readings yourself, or to put your faith in crystals or crucifixes. Crosses in your house, they have no power, all right? Statues of the saints, they have no power. Even a statue of Jesus Christ. First of all, let's not get caught up with the color or the what Jesus Christ is. But yeah, these statues are all part of the Santa Maria witchcraft. Burning incense and candles. You're opening up doorways. Stop. All right, let's go.
Oh! No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Weirdly enough, this is the least horrifying of all of them. Somehow, this is the least traumatic.
To this day. Now, this next video comes from a woman named Kels, who in 2020 caught footage of something she can't explain to this day. The majority of her videos consist of her in front of a camera while doing tarot card readings. She's been doing this for quite some time now, but among all her videos, one in particular stands out from the rest. It was while doing a tarot card reading that Kels captured this.
I keep hearing stop. The music just stopped. Weird. Anyway, I keep hearing stop. And the fan just turned on. Okay, that's the message I'm getting. In order for you to go where you need to go, you need to stop where you are now and let spirit take over. With the Four of Wands card, I'm definitely seeing there's a union. There's somebody waiting for you on the other side in love. But you also have opportunities coming in. Your spiritual journey. Your spiritual journey about to take a whole new level, a whole new turn because you've been patient for so long. If you look at let's see if I can get close. If you look at the Eight of Pentacles,
To Kels, this occurrence doesn't faze her, considering that this has happened many times before. It was just then that she was able to get it on camera. Despite the music stopping on cue and the fan suddenly turning on only seconds later, Kels does not think this was merely a coincidence, but rather someone or something trying to communicate with her. Everything that went on during this moment, according to her, was a sign. But of course, like all videos, you be the judge. Was something supernatural at work here? Or might there be something to explain this? Instead of reading cards as usual, she decides to do a seance inside her house. Little did she know that this would be a big mistake. As Cello tries to make contact with the dead, She talks to a friend on the phone who's watching the live stream. She sits in front of a mirror when all of a sudden, this happens.
Es como si me quedara inmovilizada. Mira que se hacen así.
Ahora se abre la puerta.
¿Dónde está la puerta? ¿Se ve la puerta?
Sí.
Ábrete, ábrete. Ábrete puerta. Ábrete puerta. Que se abra la puerta. Que se abra.
No es posible. No es posible.
Ay, tu madre, hija de puta. No me toquéis que estoy protegida, ¿eh? No me toquéis que estoy protegida. No vale, ya abro la luz, ya.
Somehow, the door opens on its own. But even stranger is that it opened when Cello asked the supposed spirit to do so. Feeling completely terrified, she takes a moment to gather herself before proceeding further with the seance. What happens next has left her beyond spooked. Watch.
¿Te puedes poner delante del espejo, por favor? ¿Te puedes poner delante del espejo, por favor? ¿Estás enfadado? ¿Te puedes poner delante del espejo, por favor? ¿Te puedes poner delante? Venga, ponte delante del espejo, te quiero ver. Dios, tu puta madre, no, puta, que me caigo.
Hostia, Chelo, cuidado.
It is at this point that Cello has seen enough and decides to end the live stream. Given what happened, viewers believe that Cello might have reached out to a sinister entity. Yet others think that something else was contacted. Although pretty spooky, it could be that this whole thing was just a setup for the sole purpose of getting views. But it seems that many viewers find this video to be genuine evidence of something paranormal. But of course, you be the judge. Ghost or not? Feel free to let me know what you think.
There are only 3 self-cleaning crystals. Citrine, kyanite comes in 2 versions, blue kyanite and black kyanite. Black kyanite comes out of Africa, and selenite. Those are the 3 self-cleaning crystals. What that means is if you have crystals that need to be cleaned, take any one of those 3 crystals and put other crystals near them, and they will attract the negativity and whatever is elsewhere. And an OG works the same way. If you want to clear your crystals, take whatever crystals you have, put them around an orgone generator, because the job of the orgone generator is to draw negativity out of whatever is around and transmute it into good energy. So I've always liked that ability for orgone generators to do that positive work.
Actually, I'm gonna show you some ways to spot fake crystals. Let's start off with malachite. So malachite is actually one of the most crystals that gets made to be fake, I would say. So malachite actually has like waves, rings, and stripes, as you can see. It's not just like circles, and it's usually like different shades of green. A fake one will usually have like green and black. The next one is clear quartz. If it's too clear, like too clear, like this crystal ball, it's most likely fake and it's glass. But if it has some like little phantoms in there, like that, or this, is real crystal. The next one is citrine. So natural citrine ranges from like pale yellow to like dark. If it looks like this, most likely heated. Come back for...
Alright, the purpose of bringing you these segments is for self-awareness and spiritual awareness, because spiritual awareness is very important. People buy these crystals, they buy these objects in antique stores, online, not knowing the spiritual impact it can have and will have on you. It may not bother you right away, but then you'll see your health declining, your finances declining, your family life is in turmoil. And then when you're all isolated and by yourself, that's when the true paranormal and poltergeist activity happens, because it's made to destroy you, to destroy your mind. Remember, your mind is the battlefield. So, with that being said, avoid, new ageism and spiritual practices. The only spiritual practices I recommend you doing is that of the Christian faith. Not religion. Religion is trash. We talk about that, right? Not religion, but true faith. All right. Now, let's end this segment off with some highs.
Come on, get up. Yes. Get up. Yes. Get up.
Yo, Rocky used to be so stubborn like that. We used to fight all the damn
I
time.
did it. Woohoo. Come on this way. This way. Come on. No. I'm going to drag you. You want me to drag you all the way home? All right. Guess this is what we're... Let's go. Let's go. Okay, well, here we are. You're gonna get dirty. Come on. Come on. Please, get up. I said no.
Pearl loves to be held just like that. I promise you, yo.
Okay, so if there's 2 squirrels per tree, there might be more. And there's 50,000 trees. 50,000 times 2 is 100,000 squirrels. And I've peed on 10 trees, so 10 times.
You're not coming over here. You're not. Don't do it. Bentley, watch out. I gotta put my feet up. Hey! Get out of here! Ah! Well, stop! Why do you want to fight? Why do you want to... Why do you want to fight tonight? Hey! I brought you home toys and a skateboard. Quit! Quit! Preston, no! Why Hey, you're acting like a cracked chicken. You're acting like a... I'm not running from you. You're acting like a cracked chicken. That's it. Highest bidder gets you tonight. Highest bidder gets you tonight. You're out of here. You're out of here. I can't stand you tonight.
Yo, that's a beautiful feisty bird, and I really want one. I think they're like $10,000. Dang, $10,000, right? That's a lot. But I really want one. All right, thank you for being here as we do this dive into the paranormal, the spiritual, and the things that go bump into the night. And for those of you who made it this far, I have something special for you. Thank you. I appreciate all of you being here. I love you guys, and I do pray for you. Every time you say in the comments, say, pray for me, I touch that comments, and I pray for you. Because I'm charged over you. I have to. If I don't, God will hold me accountable. And again, never, ever, ever fear. Fear is a spirit that was never given to you. You was given the spirit of love, to love unconditionally. Even those who hurt you, I'm still working on that one. The power to overcome all the enemy, and any weapon formed against you will not prosper. That's the power there, right? To overcome these dark forces and those things that go bump in the night. You are not meant to be afraid. You're not meant to be depressed, oppressed, or suppressed. God never intended that for you. It's the doorways we have opened, or our ancestors, fathers, mothers have opened. And now we carry those demons. Fight. 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 Never back down. As always, stay safe in these dark, deceptive times. HFC signing out. Peace!